Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the WWE Elite Collection Series 92, the Fiend burnt version figure from Mattel. And this was the last version of Wyndham Rotunda's The Fiend character from WWE before he was released. So this storyline kind of ended here, and there's a lot of controversy about that. Again, as I stated in previous Fiend reviews, just didn't see it at the time. I'm just kind of like filling the stories now through like YouTube videos. But yeah, just really sad how this whole character was misused and just Wyndham Rotunda was just as a wrestler. But aside from that, this is a pretty damn cool figure. So let's take a look at it. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, Mattel did a great job here, especially considering that this character design has a lot more detail than a lot of wrestlers' ring gear and all of that. So definitely more of a horror figure than a wrestling figure, which is awesome. And you know, as you can see, we got the face here. There's a lot of detail. There's also a very, very heavy dark wash over it, which kind of brings out details and kind of muddies some others. So as you can see, like a lot of sculpt going on. Some does definitely get lost, which is a little bit sad, but I mean, they even painted the back of the head, so you get the buckles there. Just really nice touches. This bit of red here, like, you know, really like what they did. You even get the burnt skin tone here, even onto the arms. Just really well done. And as you can see, even with the hands, we got the rips. Everything's just really well sculpted. You can tell someone had fun with this. Like this assignment was probably really fun for whatever sculptor got this. And beyond that, colors are correct. The promo photos were just like completely off. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, they definitely saved it, and just, again, great paint, great sculpt, just everything looks fantastic on this figure. So that is aesthetics. When it comes to accessories, things are very light here, but then again, as I had stated before, this version of the character got no chance. I think made 2 appearances, maybe 1, 2. One of them, tell me in the comments. And yeah, so there wouldn't really be much to put. So all we get is a separate pair of hands. So as I had shown in the last section, we got our just kind of open hands, and then we get a couple of C grips, as we get with most wrestling figures, and both sculpted just fantastically, paint applied very well. And but yeah, that's all we get. So that's accessories. Articulation is actually a lot more fun than I was expecting, just because I didn't know how much this character was going to have. Just again, because he didn't get to do much in this form. But definitely one of the better Fiend figures when it comes to articulation. And so going through that, we start with the head, and we are on our standard ball joint. So we're coming up. We can come up about that far, but because of the sculpt and the weight of the front of the head, it just kind of falls back down. We are going to get a little bit of look down, but same thing. Oh, there we go. Now it's in place. So you got that. You've got some tilt, which is excellent. And then we come up. We got our hinge and swivel for the arms. We're coming up just about our T. Looks a little awkward, but we do have our butterfly. We have double jointed elbows bringing us to there. We have hinge and swivel at the wrist, all horizontal. We have a standard ab crunch, and actually I haven't crunched all the way forward. So that's crunch forward, crunch back, and that's neutral. Then we have a waist swivel for the hips. Come out about that far, which again, really good range. And thigh swivel, double jointed knees coming to about here, and just the tensity in the legs is perfect. Then we do have a boot swivel. We have point to about there, which is perfect. Then we have absolutely inhuman forward, as we tend to get with the WWE figures, and then a toe joint. And I will say that these boots are, and rocker, like really generous rocker, more than we generally get. And that is because these boots are reused from the first Ultimate Edition Fiend figure. And yeah, just really fun all around for articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here he is with most of the other Fiend figures we have gotten. With some other wrestling figures. With some Hasbro. With some imports. With some monsters. Finally, with an Articulated Icons Oni, and yours truly in human form as an Articulated Icons Ninja. So my final thoughts on the WWE Elite Collection Series 92 Burnt Fiend figure is that this is pretty damn cool. It's definitely a version of the Fiend that, you know, that was solicited at some point, but I think a lot of us didn't think it would actually show up, especially once Bray Wyatt was released. And so definitely glad to see it, glad to have it. Again, there's just tons of great sculpt going on here. The articulation's fun. Obviously not much for accessories, but provided with everything that being put up against everything else, really not a mark against it at all. So I highly recommend picking this up. Certainly if you're a fan of Win Rotunda, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, all of that. And right now, I think it's showing up in various places online. I have not seen these on pegs yet. I've just saw Series 90 show up on pegs. So again, retail's a little bit behind online when it comes to the WWE Elite Collection and Ultimates. So keep your eyes peeled. I will be putting links in the description below for where you can pick this up online. And yeah, that being said, I hope you found this review entertaining and somewhat informative and somewhat entertaining. And if you did, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and or sharing. I do reviews of wrestling figures, of tokusatsu stuff, of various Hasbro lines, some NECA, all that sort of stuff. So if that's what you like, please subscribe and check it out. And if you want to take it to the next level and support me in other ways, I will have those listed in the description as well. So please check those out. And with that being said, please take care of yourself, take care of those around you, and most importantly, stay weird, simians.